Hello and welcome to another video. And if you looked at the thumbnail of this video, you probably saw that, I guess a little clickbaity, but I am going to be making a change to this channel starting beginning next year. So the change is not going to happen until next year when I return from the typical break that I take from making content. And again, yes, there is a break for making content, but I'm also making content behind the scenes during that time. I'm just not releasing any content during that time. Maybe that's a better way to say it, but I'm making a change to the channel after this year. I believe in March it'll be 8 years that I've been on YouTube. And you know, I've never been looking to grow the channel exponentially to the point that this becomes my full-time job or anything like that. I've never wanted that for the channel. And obviously things about the channel have changed over the past few years. I mean, within most recently, I started a podcast. We do that once every 2 weeks. I will have some information to share in this video about that as well. But I'm going to be making one major change to the channel that is not going to affect any of the current content that I presently make. It's not going to take away any of the content that I presently make, but it's going to be adding something to the channel that I'm passionate about, and it will be on the channel, but it's not going to be in relation to video game content. So why don't we talk about that first, and we'll talk about the other stuff. So what am I talking about? What is the big change that I'm making to the channel? I'm going to start doing more things with guitar on the channel, and not necessarily guitar like I'm going to be, playing guitar or anything like that, or releasing music or anything like that, but specifically guitar repair. It has been a real passion of mine in the last pretty much since the pandemic started. Is kind of when I got back into guitar, and I've been trying for a while. I've been thinking behind the scenes of should I do something with this? Should I not? And my girlfriend actually has really pushed to get me to do something, with guitar, because obviously it's a passion of mine. And so the first thing that I'm going to be doing with guitar stuff on the channel, and we'll see how it goes. I've never filmed a video like this. It's going to be very interesting. I actually just got one of those overhead camera holders so I can show it, but I'm going to be upgrading a guitar I just got for a ridiculously cheap price. I'm going to be upgrading this guitar. I'm going to be completely changing the wiring out in the guitar. I'm going to be putting different pickups in the guitar. And that's probably what I'll show in the video. There are other things that I'm going to do to this guitar as well. I'm probably not going to record everything that I do to it, but kind of just to give people an idea out there of what that's like, how easy it is, maybe how easy it is to solder something and to put something together. It's we're going to see how it works. I have no idea. I've not actually sat down to record this video yet. That is something I'm going to be doing in the next week or so. But again, I'm not going to be premiering this until January. It's something that I'm going to be sitting on, really heavily editing and focusing on making that as great of a piece of content as I can. The guitar that I'm going to be upgrading, I actually have right here. It is a Relict knockoff gold top. It's not a Les. It is a Les Paul, but it's not a. It's not a Gibson. It's not a Epiphone. As you guys can see, it's a Firefly. I've always wanted to try one of these Firefly guitars. They're highly sought after in the guitar modding community. And typically when you go to their website, they're usually sold out pretty fast, especially when they do a kind of sale. Now, this guitar, I'm not going to go through the entire story, but I got it for $50. Which is I'll admit is an incredible deal. You can see it's very heavily relict. So I bought a wiring kit. I'm not gonna show it here. But my plans for this guitar, the pickups in this guitar, I do not think are very good at all. I have these humbucker P90 pickups that I have in another guitar right now that is kind of out of commission because it has a problem with the input jack, not the input jack itself, but like the actual wood of the guitar is having a problem. So I'm going to take those pickups out. I'm going to put them into this guitar here. And we're going to do completely different wiring. I got an interesting mod kit for a wiring harness that I want to use. So it's not going to be a complete, like, I'm wiring every single aspect of this from scratch, but this is these are high quality CTS pots, high quality wiring. But it will also show people like how to solder. Soldering sucks, man. I'll be honest. Like, I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, but I will tell you straight up, I'm not the best person when it comes to soldering in the world, but I'm going to attempt to show it, and I want to attempt to start showing some of the guitar stuff on the channel. Again, this content is not going to take away from anything that I do, but I'm constantly looking at projects like this behind the scenes and working on stuff. You know, I have a pretty decently sized guitar collection that I've been working with for a while, and I've actually had a couple people recently reach out to me wanting to see if I do commission work, and I'm thinking about taking them up on it, and I would make video content on that as well for the channel. So we'll see how it goes, but expect to see that video sometime in January. It obviously will be separate from like Game of the Year stuff that I'm going to be doing on the channel. So the other announcement I want to throw in here, and this isn't as big of a deal, we talked about it on the most recent podcast episode, but we are going to be debuting a new kind of mini episode thing that we are going to have at least 2 of these up. There's going to be one Black Friday, so next Friday, Friday after Thanksgiving. It is, and then we're going to have another one, whatever the week is that we're off during the Christmas break for the podcast. These are mini episodes that we are basically taking. We have like an Excel sheet that we're just putting like top 5 lists on and stuff. And we're going to go through these different top 5 lists. The first one I believe we did was the Super Nintendo. So we each picked like our top 5 favorite Super Nintendo games. We talk about them, you know, what they mean to us and whatnot, and have kind of a conversation around that. The other episode that we have actually isn't really a top 5 list. It kind of is, but it goes through, Dan actually found like an old box of like all his promotional items that he's collected over the years from working at GameStop and working at Game Crazy. And we thought that would be a fun video to share for people as well. So that's going to be exciting. As far as which one we show first, I don't remember. We recorded them already. I have yet to sit down and edit. I got to come up with a new jingle. I got stuff to do with that, but you will be seeing the first episode of that this a week from this Friday. But yeah, you know, it's just thinking about it, and to kind of go back on the guitar stuff. You know, I've been doing YouTube for 8 years, and my channel always has primarily tried to focus on what I'm passionate about. You know, I'm passionate about video games. Obviously, I'm passionate about movies. I'm passionate about music as well, but the reason I've never really like implemented music into the channel is because you get into that line of business, there's so much copyright bullshit, and I'm the kind of person that, like, if I started doing album reviews, I would want to play snippets of songs, and that's not going to happen or fly on YouTube any stretch of the imagination. And I don't know, I just don't know if people would like people would care as much about my opinions on different albums. And I'm also not somebody that listens to everything. You know, I listen to a variety of music for sure, but I'm not, you know, I wouldn't be reviewing your most recent country record. Let's put that out there. So I'm not a country music fan at all. But yeah, so that's one thing that, like, I'm very passionate about music, but that's not, I think bringing guitar work to the channel is a better avenue for it than reviewing albums and whatnot. So, and there are plenty of other YouTubers out there that do a much better job of that than I could. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys like this change. And like I said, these videos, they're going to be put in their own playlist. They're not going to take away from anything else that I do on the channel. They're not going to take away from the podcast or anything like that. They will be separate, but they're all going to be housed in the same Marvel Gallery channel. I briefly thought about maybe starting a different channel to host guitar stuff, but I decided no, at this point I just want to share it all under one umbrella, so, and just keep everything Marble Gallery. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this change, and yeah, check out that first episode of that show next Friday. I believe it's the 29th of November. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and until next time.